The gang is celebrating in a local tavern after a successful quest that involved a handful of corrupt wizards and a spoiled attempt to summon a high-ranking demon. After a night of hearty drinking, eating, gambling for some, and brawling for others, you all make your way towards the beds you bought before you were too drunk to remember to. A night of partial sleep is rudely interrupted by the forlorn screams of the proprietors of the inn. You are all jolted awake, but before you get the chance to fully acquire your gear, torches are thrown through all of your respective windows. Lightningfoot and Neria both decide it's safer trying to make their escape through the same windows the torches came from. Nearly at the same time, they both emerge from said windows, cleanly landing and rolling on the ground 18 feet or so below them. They observe their surroundings and find they're surrounded by angry bugbears. This is Tarkin's fault. I'm sure of it, both Neria and Lightningfoot say to themselves. Lightningfoot shares a glance with Neria, then goes into a rage, grabbing the nearest bugbear by the throat, stealing his morning star, and throwing the beast at the next nearest bugbear. Neria acts swiftly as well, jumping right as one of the monsters tries to attack her, and jumping again off of its head, the forward momentum granting her enough power to land cleanly on one's neck, leading it to the ground, and snapping its neck once it connects. The Bugbear. Among kin with goblins and hobgoblins, these larger cousins live for chaos and combat. Their entire livelihoods are encapsulated by combat and hunting. Bugbears are even more dictated than goblins by the pecking order of their tribes. The strongest lead, and the weakest are kicked around. They hate being ordered around, especially by outsiders. However, if given a tempting enough offer for loot and combat, they may choose to work under a master that's not of their own kind. Such instances are rare, and one will tend to find bugbears fighting alongside their goblin cousins. Of course, the pecking order still holds true, and the goblins and hobgoblins will end up under the rude authority of the bigger, stronger bugbears. Goblins will be enslaved, and hobgoblins will be shaken down for loot and food in exchange for the protection services the bugbears offer. Of course, these services are unreliable in the best of situations, yet their usefulness as an ally in combat is paramount, so the hobgoblins and goblins suffer through their indignation. Bugbears are actually religious. They dedicate their lives to a lesser god known as Hrugik, whose dwelling place is in Acheron, and without other goblinoids as direction for their bloodlust, they band together as unorganized raiding parties led by the strongest member of the group. They do this because they believe that once in the afterlife, they may have a chance to fight by Hrugik's side, and so they engage in as much combat as they can muster in their lifetimes. Bugbears may be more dangerous than their goblin cousins, but they also do quite well in the realm of stealth, favoring ambushes and more than ready to run away at the first sign of being on the losing end of things. As a mercenary, they are mostly dependable provided their wants are accounted for, but they have no sense of honor or duty and will always choose their own life when it comes down to the wire. If a member of a raiding party gets wounded, they may be left behind so that the others can escape, and that same bugbear that was abandoned may sell out information about its raiding party in exchange for life. Onto the stat blocks. The Bugbear. A medium humanoid, chaotic evil. The Bugbear has an AC of 16 due to hide armor and a shield, 5d8 plus 5 or 27 average hit points, and a walking speed of 30 feet. They have 15 strength, a plus 2 bonus, 14 dexterity, a plus 2 bonus, 13 constitution, a plus 2 bonus, 8 intelligence, a negative 1 detriment, 11 wisdom, no bonus, and 9 charisma, a negative 1 detriment. Bugbears have a plus 6 stealth bonus and a plus 2 survival bonus. They have dark vision within 60 feet and a passive perception of 10. They speak the common and goblin languages, and they have a challenge rating of 1, valuing them at 200 experience each. Bugbears have the brute trait. This means that their melee attacks deal an extra damage die on hit. This is included in the attack workspace. They also have the surprise attack trait. If they manage to surprise a creature in the first turn of combat with an attack, they deal an extra 2d6 or 7 extra damage. These beasts have 2 actions, the first being their Morning Star, a melee weapon attack with a plus 4 to hit and a 5-foot reach, 1 target. On hit, the weapon deals 2d8 plus 2 or 11 average piercing damage. Their other action is a Javelin, a melee or ranged attack with a plus 4 to hit and a reach of 5 feet or a range of between 30 and 120 feet, 1 target. On melee hit, the weapon deals 2d6 plus 2 or 9 average piercing damage. Or, on a ranged hit, the weapon deals 1d6 plus 2 or 5 average piercing damage. Moving on, In every clan, or group, or warband of bugbears, there is always one that succeeds the others in terms of strength, power, and intelligence, proving their might in trials of combat and leading their brethren to glorious battle. This leader is known as the Bugbear Chief, a medium humanoid, chaotic evil. The chief has an AC of 17, chain armor, and shield. They have 10d8 plus 20, or 65 average hit points, and a walking speed of 30 feet. They have 17 strength, a plus 3 bonus, 14 dexterity, a plus 2 bonus, 14 constitution, a plus 2 bonus, 11 intelligence, no bonus, 12 wisdom, a plus 1 bonus, and 11 charisma, no bonus. Bugbears have a plus 2 to intimidation, plus 6 to stealth, and plus 3 to survival. They have dark vision within 60 feet and a passive perception of 11. They speak the common and goblin languages and have a challenge rating of 3, valuing them at 700 experience each. Being bugbears, they again have the brute trait. An extra damage die is added to successful melee attacks. The chief bugbears have the Heart of Hrugek trait. Their faith in their god grants them advantage against being charmed, frightened, paralyzed, poisoned, stunned, or put to sleep. The chiefs also have the same surprise attack ability as their brethren. If they surprise their target in the first round of combat, they deal an extra 2d6 or 7 average damage that attack. On to the actions. The Bugbear Chief has multi-attack. They can attack twice per turn. They also have their Morning Star, a melee weapon attack with a plus 5 to hit and a 5-foot reach, one target. On hit, the Morning Star deals 2d8 plus 3 or 12 average piercing damage. Their final action is their Javelin, a melee or ranged weapon attack with a plus 5 to hit and a reach of 5 feet or a range of between 30 and 120 feet, one target. On melee hit, the Javelin deals 2d6 plus 3 or 10 average piercing damage, and on a ranged hit, the Javelin deals 1d6 plus 3 or 6 average piercing damage. I promise this isn't me fault. Well, okay, maybe it's me fault, I'm not sure. Tarkin yells as him and Aldor are fighting off a crowd of bugbears that have invaded the first floor of the inn. Contrary to our rogue and barbarian, these two decided to take the long way down and have met even more opposition as a result.
It's always your damn fault, you bastard, Aldor cries as he casts lightning bolt in front of them, taking out a decent portion of the enemy. Let's get outside so I can actually do something to these animals without burning down the inn.
Tarkin takes the lead and smashes every bugbear within reach while they make their way to the exit door. After probably 5 minutes of smashing and running, they finally get outside to find that Lightningfoot and Neria have all but wiped out the bugbears outside. The few remaining have decided to make their retreat post-haste. This gives Aldor an idea, and he casts Fear. His idea works, and the rest of the bugbears decide to follow their brethren in retreating. As they leave, the one in chainmail that the party assumes to be of higher stature drops a scroll. Aldor picks it up and unrolls it, a very detailed drawing of Tarkin inscribed on the parchment with the words, "Wanted, dead. Annoying dwarf stole all of my enchanted armor after cheating in a drinking contest." A sheepish grin escapes from Tarkin's lips.